Hello, everyone, and welcome. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Learn From Us podcast. We're getting funky today with some Logic. Paul, you love this.
I do like this song. You know I was going to be a rapper.
Today's episode is going to be freaking awesome. It's a deal of the week. Deal of the week with Andrew. Andrew joins us to bring us a deal in this world. We put the numbers up front in Paul's what?
Cue up the music.
Well, I got a cue. I got to.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, sorry.
Deal of the week.
Deal of the week. Deal of the week. Andrew brings Paul a deal of the week and sets there too.
Great. Awesome. Beautiful. Paul, how are you today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Love
Same
you
with
much.
30 minutes ago when you asked me.
Yeah, Andrew, how are you?
I'm killing it today.
This is beautiful.
Killing it and killing it and killing it.
Today's
Wow.
episode is brought to you by bdsupply.com. Guys, this is where you get everything, right? Your appliances, your HVAC, everything for rehabs. Tell us more about it, Andrew.
It's got everything you just said. You need to maintain your building. Plenty of stuff there. If you need to, appliances, furnaces,
Backsplash.
even down in cabinets or something.
Here, look at that. Look at that.
Yes, bdsupply.com. Go there and
Light
blow
fixtures.
your stack on light fixtures.
Blow your stack.
Where
Blow
are
your
we?
stack load.
Where are we in this world this week, Andrew, with this deal?
We're going to Indiana.
Indiana, the Hoosier State.
Correct. This is a little town.
Indiana
sits-
Jones.
Is that what you think when you think Indiana?
I'm not going to finish the rest of that statement.
There's a movie. I think it's called Idle Hands.
It's called Indiana Jones. Oh.
No, Idle Hands, and they have this pan across this box of porn, and one of the porn movies says, "In Diana Jones and the Temple of Poon."
Oh, wow. What's
Yes.
the movie called?
In Diana Jones.
Not that one. Not that one.
Here, look at that.
I think it's Idle.
Look at that.
I think it's Idle Hands. Is that what it was? Is that what the one is? I think it's Idle Hands.
Well,
where
you're
the
in
guy's hand gets chopped off, and it's like,
Oh, so you've seen this?
yeah, that's how else would I have seen that?
In Diana, the Temple of Poon.
Good Lord.
This is 100 units, Andrew.
Yeah, 100 units.
Look
It's a
at this
very
place.
good-looking
Would
property.
you look at this place. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. I'm not
This
gonna
actually
move
looks like a picture of Cleveland. I'm like, this is Cleveland.
I know. It's sitting, just to give you an idea of where things are at, it is about 45 miles west of South Bend. Movie reference. I could
I
have
love.
gone there.
Oh God, I love Rudy. Love Rudy.
And
you
then
like Rudy, right? I mean, it's like the best sports movie of all time. That's what I think.
It's west of South Bend?
I cry.
What I do too. What about The Natural? Do you like that too?
The Nat Show?
The Natural, the guy, the baseball movie. I think that's Tim. You love that. You must love The Natural, right? Yeah, I think Rudy's the best ever. But all right, keep going, Andrew. Sorry.
And you're equidistant between South Bend and Chicago. About 45 miles either way.
Deal of the week.
Okay.
So it gives you an idea where we're heading here. Nice Midwestern community.
Average square footage is about 1,000 square feet.
Seth, why don't you go ahead and give us the visual tour? I gave you a color copy on this one.
It was built in 1979, same year Andrew came into the world. Or no, are you 80?
81.
I'm 81 too. We're all 81s.
I'm 3 weeks older than
Visual,
Andrew.
you're right, Andrew. I'm really good at this.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell me about the colors.
I go back to this is a no deal. Yeah, I know why, because it's too damn nice.
It's already rehabbed.
The outside is a brick facade, beautiful red doors, white trim.
Oh.
It's got little wood balconies up to the second floor. Trees look pretty tall, so the nice trees. The interior.
How much do they charge for tall trees?
Let me look at this real quick. The average rent is about $1,000. They say $987. The average market rent is $987. 90% occupancy on about 11 acres. Okay. Now on the inside, okay, so the cabinets are dark, which is white is now in. The floors look like they have a pergo stick together floor. The appliances are stainless.
I'm going to interrupt you here.
Go.
You're looking at potential.
Oh my God, these punk motherfuckers.
So
Yes.
I think they've.
Seth.
Whoa. Oh, there's a tennis court. There's a tennis court here, so I can whoop Andrew's ass.
For those of you tuning in, Seth still thinks he has a chance at tennis.
So I can whoop Andrew's ass. We're gonna film. We're just gonna put footage of me and you and Rahman and Darnell playing
No.
tennis for Mexico into the podcast at some point next year.
We just need Darnell and Rahman.
Wait a
because
minute.
they're funniest.
Hold on a second, Paul. What is this? They show pictures of
What it could be.
Well, no shit. I mean, okay, now I've seen it all. So, folks, They've shown
So these
value
aren't
added
real pictures?
potential.
These aren't real?
And they've
I think they did it to like one unit.
they've based. I don't.
This is called the classic unit.
These could be stock photos, or maybe they actually did this, but they could have. They could have. What is this? What is this? What is this right here? Below the current market rates are more than blah 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 blah. Okay,
They're suggesting what you could bump rents
they
to
are. So
if
it
you were to
says
make them look like
their
the
current
units.
marketed rental rates are more than $400 below the current top market rent leader, and they mention a business down the road. Yeah, so they either have stock footage.
But that could also include a property that was built significantly later than this property.
Let me describe this photo. They have like a little text box in the picture, and it says vinyl plank flooring, and it's pointing to the back of the shitter. So they've really done good. So
Well,
Andrew,
there's also a dot that's floating on the vanity connected
Yes.
to nothing.
they've really tried here. So listen, I'm talking too much. Andrew, you tell me your thoughts on this property. Tell me more about what the hell's going on.
Well, why don't we go back? One thing we never touched on was the unit mix. Great mix here.
Where is the mix?
28 one-bedrooms, 64 twos, 6 two-bedroom towns, and 2 three-bedroom towns.
Wait, how many one bedrooms do you have?
28.
Okay, I see that.
Yeah.
28 one bedrooms
Out
out,
of
of
100.
100 units. Okay, and that's
So that's
20,
a great mix, a little 70-30
it's about
mix.
27%.
Yo.
I don't know if Paul caught that.
That was good.
Okay, keep going. Keep going, Andrew. So it has a pool. Okay, these are actual pictures. You ready? It does have it has a looks like a nice tennis place. It's got a beautiful pool. It's got concrete. The water's blue. A beautiful.
The grounds look nice.
The grounds look
Pitched
nice.
roofs.
Yeah.
It's a mix of like the siding and brick, and it's. Paul, would you say this looks clean?
Yes,
Yeah, I think so.
I think it looks clean.
Yeah, it doesn't look shitty enough for what you guys want. I mean, considering the last place you guys just bought up in Cleveland, I mean, the damn freaking walls are falling apart and there's mice everywhere.
I didn't see a single mouse.
I didn't see any. No.
I just saw shit all over that sofa
Yeah.
after my altercation.
Mouse shit. Let's
Now-
get to the numbers.
But
Andrew.
it's not always about trying to find something that's dingy. You're trying to look for something that you can put the spread into. So if you can, at 45 miles from Chicago, there's a lot of people that commute from Chicago out into Indiana every day.
Okay.
Or the people that only have to go downtown Chicago once or twice a week.
You gotta go through-
45 miles.
You gotta go. You gotta get yourself a new map. They got to go through Fort Wayne to get through here.
No, Fort Wayne's closer to Ohio.
Not Fort Wayne. What's the?
Gary.
Yeah, Gary.
Yeah.
The Jackson 5, baby.
Or West Chicago.
Okay.
East
Go on.
Chicago. I'm
East
sorry.
Chicago. Yeah.
Hold on. Never eat. Yeah. I
Never
got it.
eat
I got
soggy
it.
waffles, people.
Carry the two. Go ahead.
All right, so what's our average rent right now? This guy's confusing me.
So they have a T11 in the back.
Yeah, T11.
On the T11, they're at 917. They're showing average market rent of 987. After rehab, though, average rent goes up to 1,200.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a little aggressive, it seems.
Well, again, Chicago.
Chicago, Montego.
Pricier market.
Baby, why don't we go?
What do you think, Andrew?
That's a general statement. There's a lot of things I can
about
think.
the average rent going to.
What do you think, Paul? Tell us.
1150.
What's
Do you?
going through your mind?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. So you've got probably what?
So remember
20
one thing.
pages here.
Remember one thing, kids. When Andrew finds these deals, he does more research on it. I'm just doing it off the whim, so I'm going to rely on him when he says, Paul. And I trust Andrew when he says this is the average rent it's going to go to. In fact, Andrew tends to be on the low side for the average rent, so that's why I trust him on 1150.
Rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
So Rock 1150, like I said, there's a lot of other information here. Another good spot if someone's trying to just hunt stuff out. Don't rely on the broker back of the book stuff when they show you their comps, because those comps were placed there on purpose. And they may also be showing you market rent. So the easiest thing, go to apartments.com. Pretend like you're trying to rent something in the city. They're going to show you if someone's got a rent discount or security deposit discount. It'll be on the site. Call them up.
There's no other income? Oh, other income right there. Thank you. I'm blind as a bat.
So there's a table here we're looking at, folks, of the income statement, and there's so many freaking numbers.
That's
gotta
this is causing my head to hurt right here.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's at least 14 categories going across the top, and at least 25 lists of administrative, marketing, maintenance and repairs, payroll. There's numbers everywhere. Some are in red.
It
Looks
gets you
pretty
the whole
confusing.
like
We're in the
paralysis
red,
by analysis.
Or is the black?
Makes you want to quit.
Well, whichever one's the bad one.
What does all this shit mean?
I'll highlight something. Look at the trailing 11.
But it's annualized. It's trailing 11 annualized, though.
Correct.
What's that mean, Paul?
So they just take the last 11 months, divided by 11, multiplied by 12. They annualize the last 11 months.
Okay.
So you see the scheduled income. They've got 1.092.
$1 million.
Right. Then they have a loss to lease. That's where they're saying essentially, let's say a unit, they go, oh, this is $950 rent. They're like, well, we can't lease for this. So it's really like $930. So we'll write that $20 off as a loss to lease. We need to lease this, so we're going to lose a little bit, right?
Okay.
But if you look below, then you've got vacancy.
How big is Chesterton?
I didn't pull the stats on the city.
How big roughly? Is it growing? Is it not growing? That's really going to affect my cap rate.
I used 6.25, just so you know.
Cap rate?
Yeah.
Chesterton?
On an exit on a sale?
Yeah.
Andrew, how are you figuring?
Chesterton has
Based on all the stuff selling around
14,000
it.
people in it.
But that's crazy. I'm not doing that. How are you doing that?
Tell me about it, guys. What are you
In the
arguing
market.
about?
I know, but we always talk about the market is temporary on the cap rate stuff. We want to sit there and figure out how do we get aggressive in this thing to start? I mean, that's not going to be the permanent cap rate for, yeah.
Right, but you also have price changes and all that stuff.
And I'm sure it's
rent
newer
growth
stuff.
and
Yeah, I
that
know.
stuff,
But
too.
Andrew, we've never underwritten 6.25% cap rate on any suburban deal.
Well, the stuff inside Chicago. This is
Andrew,
still
this is
getting
far
in the,
from Chicago.
You're still getting the Chicago investor on the rings of Chicago.
Yeah.
This is in the Chicago extended Chicago land.
And you think 11? Okay.
The stuff half the distance goes to a 4 or 5.5. Inside Chicago, you're in the 4s. Seth, I was going down vacancy, concessions, etc. You've got all that stuff that's pulling off of the potential rent there.
Yeah.
Employee units and bad debt, that's standard, that's fine. But all the others is yanking out. So right now, they're saying we have a potential. If there's 100 units on here, they got $1 million, like you said.
Yeah.
It's $1,000 rent that they're saying.
How much to rehab these units? How much are you thinking, Andrew?
I used, what did I put in?
6,000.
No.
Too much?
14.
14,000? I was thinking 15,000.
I thought you said they're almost already done.
No.
I thought they look great.
It does look great, but again, there's going to be things that I want to put a higher end selection of everything. So it may cost me a little bit more because if I'm trying to go get an average rent of $1,200, I need to put a little bit more money into it.
What are you thinking, Paul?
I didn't go a 6.25 cap rate. I did 7 to 7.5. I still think I got a good number. I'm all day based on these numbers. I'm all day at 60,000 a door and possibly up to 70,000 a door.
$6 million.
$6 million.
So let me walk back
6 to 7 mil.
to the, I'll call it Clybourne style property in Atlanta. You're using a lower cap rate. This is by far better than that
But Andrew,
because this is a nicer area in that world.
One more time, can you tell me the difference between Paul's 7 cap rate and your 6.25? What does that mean again?
I'm balancing out.
to me, 6.25 cap is reserved for land constricted deals.
I'm balancing out. Is it a nicer area of that larger area?
Okay. Yeah,
Do you have better household income? Do you have better people that are willing to pay a little bit more money?
How does that affect your cap rate?
I'm willing to pay more for it because I'm going to have better tenants. I'm going to have, again, this is a theoretical thing, better collections, etc. It's going to be easier for me to bump the rents up and continue to bump them up if I'm in a location where the average person is making more money.
Paul, what are you pounding away over there on the calculator?
I was looking up Chesterton in general. So obviously my number is going to be way off. I had this thing being worth about $100,000 or $10 million when it's all said and done. And I was sitting there saying we had to put $1.5 million into it. That's why I said $6 million all day and probably upwards of 7.
So they're selling this, Andrew, I'm guessing for
10 right now.
1.2 or 12. I meant 1.2.
Yeah.
1.2. He's at 1.2. You're at 6.5.
Well, no, I'm not saying that what they're asking. I'm saying I'd buy it for 6 to 7.
Oh.
I'm sitting there saying they're asking 10 or 9 or 10.
Anything that Paul is missing, Andrew, with these numbers? Just Encyclopedia Britannica of numbers in front of us.
There is a lot of numbers here. I mean, some of the numbers, obviously you go back to the broker stuff. There's a lot of garbage in there, but.
So what's the price?
The price is 9.25.
There you go. What'd you get? What was your price you take?
If I did, I put it in real estate calc.
Which I did not do.
Correct. 7% vacancy on a 10-year analysis. Again, it's 6.25, which is going to change it.
Big time.
But if I run it at 6.5, it only changes it by 1%.
Okay, so what'd you get?
At full ask, there's 16% IRR.
Listen, maybe it's a deal to look at then. I'd have to go feel comfortable with this deal by seeing the property and going, I don't understand how we get. I mean, I know it's.
I was a little surprised that, take the properties that we have, right?
Yeah.
Take timber.
Yeah.
Where's that per unit? Not necessarily where appraisal is and stuff, but where we actually think we could sell it.
70 to 75 a door. But it's rehabbed.
An average rent is right now?
$865.
They're already there. They're past that.
I know that, but we would never pay. But we have to do all the rehab and the risk
Right.
and all that stuff. And the expenses here are higher.
So we wouldn't do timber
And by
because
the way,
there is
and
no upside.
The expenses here are higher.
Correct. They're higher.
If you love this, Paul, if you loved this and they're at 10, you're not getting anywhere near this. You're not offering.
Listen, but here's the deal. Andrew and I are partners. He got up to a higher number than I did. So maybe I'm just missing something completely. It's hard for me to justify the cap rate game unless I went, because I went and looked on Wikipedia. It looks like a cute little town. It looks like a Richfield. So I look at it going, it doesn't have the Chicago feel to it. Yes, could it be? To me, Chicago pricing is reserved for Chicago. It's just like Akron pricing is Akron pricing. It's not Cleveland pricing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same point, I can even move up to a 7 cap, and I'm still probably going to be above the number you were at.
That's fine. And by the way, that's fine with me, but we got to look at what expenses did you run?
5750.
That's what I ran. What other income did you put?
Good choice. 50 grand.
I didn't put that much extra income in there. Okay. Well, listen, I'd be interested in looking at this deal then. Because Andrew has said, like, hey, let's go pay full ask price and go broke.
Interesting play cotton, or what does he say? What is it?
What?
From Dodgeball?
Oh, yeah.
it's like
Interesting play cotton.
Yeah.
Let's see how this plays out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting, Andrew. Let's see how that plays out. Yeah,
I mean,
let's go
listen,
drop 10 on this.
listen, I want to do a deal. And if Andrew's sitting there going like, listen, I got to I got to 9 million and we're okay. Let's go figure it out. Let's
What do
go
you
look
offer
at it.
them?
Well, this starts getting into the...
If you like it at 9 and they're at 10, what do you offer? What do you offer?
So I ran
No,
it
they're
on
at 9.25.
I did it on their full ask price.
9.25.
And I was in the 16% range. Now, I'd say we're still trying to push, because again, longer period of time, there's a lot of risks and stuff that we're taking, investing that
This
much
is a
money
new
in
market
it.
completely we aren't even involved with. So we have to go get established there and all that stuff. There's
I like
costs.
the fact it's 100 units, though. I'd probably love it if it was 300 to get into that new market. It's a
I actually
better
like
footing,
it better at 100 units. You know
Do you?
why? We're entering a new market, starting with a smaller deal. That way, if you fuck it up, you're not like, oh shit, we have 300 units in a deal we just fucked up.
And it's more people that can buy it if you have to get out.
Correct.
That's true.
That true.
That's true.
That cool.
Thank you, Andrew, for bringing the deal of the week. Paul, thank you as always for your insight. Go, folks, to BD Supply and get yo shit right.
Deal of the week, deal of the week. Andrew brings Paul a deal of the week.
Thanks, everybody.
And that's there too.
See ya. You guys are awesome. And we will see you next time on Learn From
done
Us.
yet?
Yes, we're done.
Back to the first black man. Long ago before the white man compared the black man with a gun.